What episode is it? 49?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
3 weeks off.
We should do the balloon arch thing, I reckon.
Can you do one?
Yeah. It'll be the bollocks, mate, if we blast it all with our hoses. I think that'd be sick.
Can do. That'd be sick.
Do you want to see us in? Or do you want me to?
Go on, yeah, go on.
I might talk funny because of my tongue.
Tell people about your tongue before we start, just in case you are a bit of a spastic. Like
Yeah,
they think he's just an all Dan, but at least you've got an excuse today.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Uncleanables Podcast. Today is episode...
Why are you talking like you got a dick in your mouth, blood?
Today is episode number 49, which means we're 3 weeks off of our birthday.
Yeah, boy.
Did you just
No, that was the chair, mate.
3 weeks off of our birthday.
The smell was the chair as well.
So we are buzzing, but I've had a flat out week. I don't know about you.
You've been loving it, haven't you? You're working on your mum's gaff this week, haven't you?
I've had. Right, so I'll take it from about 2 weeks ago.
Did you put the picture of the roof scrape on Instagram?
No.
No, okay. When Dan puts the picture of the roof scrape on Instagram...
I want everyone to comment how wonky it is.
Yeah, I want everyone to give him a hard time on the line between his mum's house roof and the house next door. Because he's better than Dan's jokes sometimes.
Oh, it's shocking. But the back, mate, it's a shame the back is the back because the back was like pristine.
Yeah, but why didn't you just straighten up the one at the front?
I did straighten up. But where I've overshot it with the scraper now, it's like the moss doesn't lend itself I might just get up there and just fucking CT run some moss on it and make it a line. But anyway, we're a bit...
So we caveat, it was your first roof scrape on your own.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And
you've done a good job, but just the line was fucking...
Yeah, the line's not the best.
But I've done some questionable lines back in the day.
But anyway, going back to it, we're late recording because I have a problem. I bite my my tongue in my sleep. I grind my teeth.
Normally when you're getting bummed, innit?
Yeah, so if the pillow ain't there, I take it out on my cheeks. But at least take it out on my cheeks.
I'm crying.
So I've managed to bite my tongue, and I hadn't been able to speak all week effectively.
It's been beautiful.
Yeah, mate. It's been shocking, mate. I thought my missus was on the verge of leaving me. Mate, I was going home and not talking to her. And I was just like, it was like, do you want tea? Yeah.
It's just normal.
And then when I was drinking tea, because I bit the front of my front of my mouth, I was sticking my tongue out and drinking.
Yeah, because it burns on the front.
Oh, mate, it was fucking agony. Yeah. Anyway. So that was that. So I'm trying to juggle with people ringing me and I'm like, no, I'm speaking. And it wasn't happening. Anyway, so the week's been mental. I've done the biggest driveway ever. Not in the world. In my in my personal life. The other day. I think it come in at 170 square metres.
Beautiful. Which
was great. It was 2 houses side by side. Funny little story with that. I'll tell you about my couple of weeks and then go.
Go on. Yeah.
So he said, I think the neighbour's in. He says, so anyway, you can crack on. So I thought, fair enough. I don't really need to know the neighbour's in.
Yeah, no.
Unless he's going to make me a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Fuck all, mate. Yeah. So anyway, I started pressure washing. And as I'm coming down like the side, so there's like a driveway down the middle of the 2 houses and a small little parking area.
Yeah. Similar to my house, yeah?
Similar to your house, yeah? Exactly the same, effectively. So as I'm coming back, I'm passing his kitchen window, right? And he's making himself a sarnie, right? He's making himself a sandwich, right? So you don't pay much attention. You just look, and I'm half expecting him to tap on the glass and go, "Do you want a cup of tea?" Yeah. So I was like,
"Did you just standing at the window like this, looking at him making?"
I was like, "I wonder if he's noticed me yet." So anyway, he's making a sandwich.
Right? Put the timer on.
So he's making a cheese salad sandwich, right?
Yeah.
I found this hilarious, right? You might not. So I've looked, and as I'm like doing the edges with the lance and that before I surface clean it. I'm watching. He's got a slice of bread each on the thingy, right? Now, when I make a sandwich, it's quick. It's just like chop the cheese, chuck it in, make sure it hits the edges, salad in, salad sauce, whatever, and away you go. Yeah, fold it over. It doesn't even make a plate. I just stand there and eat it, and then I'm done. So he's cutting the cheese, and he's like piecing, like holding the cheese with 2 hands.
Oh, he's proper on the spectrum.
Putting each piece of cheese on. Yeah. There's no exaggeration,
Takes
right?
one to know one, didn't it? That's why you was interested.
Yeah, I was like, I was over his shoulder.
What flavour cheese is it?
And then it comes to the tomatoes, right? And he's cutting each one. Bearing in mind, I'm trying to watch this. This is grade A shit, mate. Yeah. And then he's each slice of tomato with 2 hands, right? And he puts them on like that, right? And then he gets the sauce
work
out.
Of art, man.
Mate, I'm not joking, right? You know the tomato's round?
Yeah.
He follows it round with the sauce, each one. So there's like each tomato.
I thought you was going to say it's just gone. No,
mate, I was in awe of this sandwich. I thought, I bet that tastes fucking incredible.
I bet it tastes the same as your sandwich.
I couldn't believe
the same ingredients.
But then I thought to myself, mate, I suppose if he's at home
Yeah.
on a work day, he probably don't work. He's got all the time.
It's the most interesting thing that's happened to him
He
all
can
day.
take an hour to make a cheese sandwich, can't he? Fucking, what does it matter to him? So I had that, and then obviously my mum's gaff started. So I thought to myself, the roof scrape came out incredible.
It did look good.
Treated it all, and I thought to myself, I'm gutted I didn't buy a camera, so I went and bought a camera.
Did you use, sorry, just to interrupt, did you use the scraper or the brush?
No, brush.
Because it was the little biscuit tiles, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
So sometimes, depending on the moss and how hot it is or wet, it can vary. But I've had some good results with the brush.
I was fucking over the moon because this week's shocking rain-wise, but the build-up to it was dry. Mate, it was falling off.
Yeah,
it was
beautiful
unbelievable.
Lots of people won't scrape in the wet.
I don't blame them.
They'll
Mate,
just wait for a dry day.
So anyway, but going back to it, I was going to buy the set, and it was like $280 for the set from Spinner Clean, and it was everything. And I thought, but I need the wire brush. I know I will need it eventually. No, right?
How did I know this was coming?
How much is a wire brush though from Spinner Clean? Go on. Yeah, so the set's about $280, but I only needed the wire brush, and I thought to myself, I know I will need it, but I'll tell you what, it'll get me out of jail. Mate, just the wire brush was fucking £11.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, mate, like, so I've just got the wire brush for the minute. Obviously, I know I will need one.
The trouble with this, it goes back to my beef, where if you get another job now and it's a different tile,
I've got to buy it.
You'll just buy that tile, but you'll pay £10 in delivery.
Oh, no.
So it end up costing you double the amount.
No, I hear you.
If you buy them all individually.
I know exactly what you're saying, but no, I wouldn't do it like that. I would buy the set. But
Yeah.
I just thought for the minute, while I'm not fucking absolutely giant with roof
Did you get the double head or the single head?
No, I don't know what that means.
I said to you, get the double scraper head so you can have two. So you can have a brush and a blade on.
Oh, on the other side.
Yeah, so you don't have to like bring it back in, swap over to the brush, then.
I literally just bought it because it screws on. It's the Euro screw.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, so anyway, done that, and then I thought to myself, right, I'll pick up a camera, mate. Fucking unbelievable.
I'm so glad you didn't cheap out on the camera.
No, so I bought a camera.
They are quality.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I've been playing with it all morning.
Yeah.
I love it, right? So I go in Argos. Fucking mate, I should never have done this. I felt awful. You'll laugh though. I know you'll find this funny. So I go into Argos. So I buy it the night before. I'm laying in bed. It's about 10 o'clock. So I think it was $3.30 for the whole setup. Yeah. And it says right, collect tomorrow morning. So I shoot down there. I go up to the thingy and that, and it says opens at 9. So I thought, lovely, it's in Sainsbury's. So I stand there and I'm waiting, right? And this bird comes out. It's like 3 minutes to 9, yeah? And there's a geezer behind me, another tradie. And he said, she poked her head out, not hello, no nothing, yeah? She went, we can't start serving until bang on 9. I said, no, that's absolutely fine, mate. I thought, fucking God forbid 180 seconds fucks your life up, darling. I thought, mate, you take your time, girl. Do you know what I mean? You're flat out. So anyway, I'm going to get stick for this. Everyone's like, you should fucking respect people. No, I do respect people, but it was the attitude she met me with.
Did you said anything to her?
No,
she's just come out with...
Yeah, come out with it. I thought, if you're having a bad day, girl, that's fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, mate, you take your time. So she comes out, right? So then I move over to the counter, right? Does it again. I can't serve you. I said,
I haven't said anything,
I said, I heard you, mate. I said, I'm just getting it up on my phone. Yeah, like the barcode. I thought, fucking mate, do you want to rip my head off?
Yeah.
So anyway, I probably should have put my dick away. I'm joking. So I've got the barcode on my phone, right, on the side. But what I clocked was, I bought 3 things in total. But 2 of them came through on one barcode. 1 of them was on another one, but it wasn't on a barcode. It was just on its own.
Right.
So the camera was on its own, but the other 2 bits had a barcode.
We had to sign for it or something.
Don't know. Yeah. Comes steaming over, right? 9 o'clock, 9:01. I felt like saying, you're fucking 1 minute late. comes steaming over, right? I'm stood there like this, and I'm looking around like this, right? Just comes over with a gun, just scans the phone and disappears. Right? No hello, no nothing.
Oh, mate, she's having a bad day.
And I just looked up like that and I just shook my head in disbelief. Yeah? And there's a geezer behind me and I went like that. And I thought, rude, there's no need for it, yeah? So she goes out the back and then she comes back with the 2 bits, right? I thought, this will fuck you. Because I know I've ordered 3 bits. Well, I thought this will fuck you, but I'll let you have your moment, yeah? She comes over. All right, thank you, next customer. I went, whoa. I said, there's 3 on there. She went, no, there's not. I went, if you scroll down, I said, you'll find the 3rd one. right? So I scroll down. She goes, but it hasn't got a barcode. I said, I know that.
So how's that my fucking problem?
Yeah, I said, I know that. I said, but I bought it. Yeah. She went, have you? I went, well, I wouldn't fucking be stood here, mate, would I, if I hadn't? Do you know what I mean? I thought, you give me a tripod and a memory card, but no camera. I thought, mate, what's the point? You might as well have them all back. So she turns around and she goes, oh, okay then. So I'll have to do this manually. I thought, well, I'm sorry for fucking up your Monday morning, girl. So she types it in, right? And then she go. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll stand to the side while you mess about with it and you can serve the other geezer. Okay, no worries, right? Geezer comes over. Well, I've fucking G'd him up, innit? I've G'd him up and he comes over. He goes, there you go, you can find it or something like that, right? So she scans it and she goes, oh no, you have to go. He goes, no, you just scanned his and didn't say hello to him. So now you can find mine. I stood there.
Let's go!
I was like, mate, I didn't mean for this to happen.
Should we fucking punching them out?
Geez, I was red with embarrassment. I was like, but I've handled my situation. Like, I don't need you jumping on the back of it, do you know what I mean? And he just started ripping her. Started fucking tearing into her. And I'm stood there and I'm in disbelief. I wanted to grab, she just gave me my camera and I went, bye. I just ran.
Thanks, Dad. See you later.
Mate, he went fucking mental. He went absolutely mental. And then mate, everyone's going to laugh at this. As someone was walking towards her, she called her by her name and what was it? What was her name?
Karen.
Fucking Karen, mate. I couldn't believe my ears.
Absolutely.
I just chuckled to myself.
Absolutely.
Oh, unbelievable.
Mate, that's quality.
Yeah, so...
Some people, you can't get away with being rude. Customer service has to be on point.
And I'll tell you what, if I met her energy, she'd be the first one on a group chat on Facebook. This arsehole.
You should have asked to speak to a manager.
I ain't got time.
Turned into Karen.
Mate, I couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, you rude bitch.
I'll very rarely complain about people.
I can be proper turned over on here, can't I? Because it's not a million miles away. Like, someone's going to know.
Well, she was rude. Maybe we should all just
Should we just write in? Should we get all our subscribers just to meet us down there?
Yeah.
Start turning the gaff over.
Yeah. Free cameras for everyone.
Should we start looting? No, don't do that. It's a bad idea.
Start a riot. No, my biggest bugbear is when people have shitty customer service.
Unbelievable.
Because you can sell the best product in the world. If your customer service is naff, I don't want to deal with you.
Totally.
And that's a lot of the stuff we've done on this channel has been based around poor customer service.
Yeah, totally.
And it's just something that... And I was having a conversation with Jay, the painter and decorator. He's doing some work at our house at the minute yesterday. And I was talking to him about, now I've gone VAT registered, I've done this job, I was charging this much. And he's gone, it was $3,000 job over 2 days. Various bits, roof, repointing the patio, gutters, office and fascias. He's gone, fucking hell, 1,500 quid a day. I said, well,
it's not though, is it?
I said, it's not. No, I said, well, I've got business costs in that. I've got the costs of doing the job.
And materials.
I've got that now. I've got to take off of that. The materials, the wear and tear on the machine. I own the tower, but I would have had to hire that if I didn't own one. Yes, it took me a day and a half, but if there was a delay, it might have taken me 3 days, which I've got to account for. And he was talking to me, and he said, what he was charging out 200 quid a day or something per person for day work. I said, I'd stop doing day work. I said, sell your customers on the full package with the good customer service. This is how we do it. Give them the sales pitch. Explain to them the process, the different tools you use. You wouldn't usually find this with a painter and decorator, but we've bought this bit of kit. Not many people have it. We prep this way. We do all this things that little smaller companies won't think about, and then hit them with a good quote.
Yeah.
And I said, you'll be shocked at how many people would rather pay for good customer service.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Turning up on time, and people want that. I said, yeah, obviously there's a chunk of people that just want the cheapest price, but they don't value being burnt.
They're not the customers you want.
No, and generally they either don't care. So someone wants their house painted, they just don't want to do it themselves, and they want the cheapest price. They're going to be happy with the quality that they could achieve.
Agreed. Yeah.
So it's not, it doesn't need to be that great.
Yeah.
But someone who's paying you because they want a professional service, always happy to pay more money.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't achieve that level of finish if they'd done it themselves. And it's the same like that job I done today, which, it wasn't overly priced. It was 50 quid per dormer to clean the UPVC. but proper rank.
Oh yeah.
But
the ones you just showed me,
That's a third story dormers. They're not second story dormers, third story. There's no way you could do that.
Tried.
Well, if you had the right equipment, per se, you probably could. So like those ladders that I had, remember those ladders I had?
What, the Death Wish ones?
If you had two people, you could probably put those ladders up and, you know, 1 foot on the roof and clean it by hand. But him as the owner of the property, he's not going to have that sort of ladder, first and foremost. There's no way of him doing it, so he has to pay someone to do it. Now, that's the price that I deem suitable for my time after I've taken VAT and all that stuff out of the equation. And it took me 45 minutes. I charged 100 quid, including VAT. So really, it's actually probably a little bit cheaper than I would normally charge for something that size. But I didn't know how bad they were before I got there.
I know, yeah, this is it as well.
And I didn't realise there were 3 stories as well.
Do you know what I always think is... It's a funny one. I always think of it like learning how magic works, learning a trade. And that's no exaggeration, right? When you watch a skilled tradie, he's like a magician. To me, he is, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he can take... Like, let's say a chippy comes in and puts a proper door and architrave in and all the rest of it. Yeah, he would be like, fucking hell, look at that. That's an amazing job. Like, we're blown away by it, right? But to him, he's done it every day for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's like, mate, this is easy. You can do this.
Yeah, once you learn how to do it, it's not impressive anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then, for him to do all that, I don't know, let's say we turn around and be like, yeah, mate, we'll give you 3.5. If you do nice architrave and all the rest of it, right? But he'd be like, 3.5, mate, I'll only be there half a day. That's only what, like, I can't charge more than 1.5.
Yeah.
But for us, it's getting the job done.
Exactly.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know exactly what you're saying, but you just have to remember that just because we do it every day, we're just used to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I think as well, it can be quite difficult in this industry to quote jobs. So like the school we done last week, inside and out school. It's not a massive school.
This will be a great one for everyone to quote. I think this is so hard to quote.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
So let's see what you guys would quote. So it's, how many classrooms do you reckon there is? 20? 20, 30? 20 or 30
20 or 30 classrooms.
There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corridors. And they're just normal windows, isn't there? There's nothing crazy. There's a couple of, so to put it into perspective, the first time I'd done it, I had to do it off of ladders traditionally, but I've bought that Stingray internal window cleaning magic stick now, so we didn't do it with ladders this time. But it took, first time I'd done it, started at 8, finished at 8, it took 12 hours. Then the second time we done it, I think we finished at 4.
But I weren't with him the first time.
No, first time, no, I'd done it with my wife, so yeah. Probably,
7 of them hours was arguing.
Probably added time to it, yeah. And then second time we done it, you done it with me, I think we finished about 4.
Yeah.
And then third time we finished at 2, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But obviously we know the lay of the land.
Yeah.
And everything was unlocked this time as well. Whereas before,
yeah, we had to wait before,
we had to wait and stuff.
But yeah, what would you price for a school? How would you do
and
it?
It's a yearly clean. It's not, they don't have it done regularly.
Because I've always thought that with like if a school run, because after I clean out of you, I sat there and I thought, if someone rings me up and says, can you price a school? It's like, I feel like you're just picking a number out of the air.
You kind of have to. There's a couple of ways you could do it. So you could sort of gauge how many days you think it's going to take you. If you can get it done in a day. So the reason I charge what I charge you, I won't say it because we want people to put their numbers forward. The guy that was doing it before me was charging 200 quid more. And obviously I'd only been going 6 months.
And you said I'll beat.
No, just over a year, sorry.
Yeah.
No, the guy who asked me to quote said, if you can beat the price, I'll give you the job. But for me, the price that he'd charged was probably more than I would have quoted anyway. So the price that I charged is probably more than what I would have quoted if I was to go in and quote it.
I agree with you entirely. Yeah. I wouldn't have charged as much.
But I fell into that price.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
But
yeah, if anyone's got anything with schools or anything like that, then yeah, let us know what you would charge.
Not if you're like banned from standing outside them or anything. That's a bit...
I mean, I had to do mine with a 100-foot pole because I can't go within 80 feet.
Yeah, we don't want to know about that.
Yeah, but no, let us know
what you think you charge. It's not, it's a sports hall and then 2 classroom buildings.
Yeah.
and then a primary school
And level
single
only
level.
G+1. It's only 2 levels. That's it.
It's 2.
And then the third,
It's 3, 2 to 5 levels of classrooms.
No, you're making it sound like it goes up 5 stories.
No, but if you was to quote it, it doesn't go up 5 stories. But to give you an idea of the size of it, imagine a corridor in a school times 5. That's the amount of windows and glass.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no worries. But yeah, let us know how you would quote something like that, because I think that's a bit of a unicorn. It's out the way a little bit, and
it can be. These bigger jobs can be really difficult to quote.
I think so.
It's alright if you're doing a big roof or a big outdoor space, because you've got your square meterage price. But with windows, I don't charge per window. The only job I charged per window on was the one
commercial.
Yeah, the commercial one. But the building's made of glass, so it's really difficult to say.
It's hard to assess, isn't it?
Like the panes are probably half the size of this, isn't they? Like per window, like from the ground.
It's quite a big job, that, isn't it?
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, it is a fair old size.
But I think I quoted that at £5 a panel, and then that was the price if they wanted it done one-off. And I said, if you want it done regular, I'll do it a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
And they wanted it done regularly. It's a good contract.
So it works, yeah?
I had that meeting with that company, actually.
How'd it go?
Yeah, it was all right. She just wanted to know what we're doing, and then she said she might even have solar panels and the internals done every 6 months, rather than...
That's good going.
Yeah,
I might have a solar panel one coming up on an industrial estate in Southend, but he said he's waiting for the leaves to fall, because once they're done and dusted, effectively, once I've cleaned them, there's no more coming down.
Is that a commercial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commercial.
Nice access?
I haven't been there, mate.
No?
No, I had a deal with a woman I know, and I said to her, she was in between jobs, and I said, I'll tell you what, I said, I'll do you a deal. I said, I'll pay your phone bill for a month. I said, and I'll give you a percentage of any deal you get me. I said, don't sit there for 8 hours a day, because you can if you want. I said, but like, don't knock your pipe out. I said, but call 5 companies a day. I said, you only need 1 good lead a week.
Yeah.
I said, and you'd be on great commission. And she said, okay, no worries. And she got me that.
Really?
And he said, he's in contact with her, and she's in contact with him. And he said, yeah, he's ready to rock and roll. He wants me to go down there with some flyers and do everyone, because he says, I reckon you get a good bit of business.
Whereabouts is it?
It's not far from where we play golf. That's all I know.
Oh, it's not the crematorium estate, Stock Road.
I don't think it's that.
There's
I think it's a lot
efficient
further up. I think it's a lot further up than that. But it's around that region. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. And
very nice.
Yeah, well, I'll follow it up. But at the minute, I'm fucking disappearing up my own arse.
I've got that. I've got some solar panel cleaner from Mark Monroe.
Did you?
Yeah, so I'm going to give that a go.
What'd you do? Add it in the water or neat?
No, it's like a cleaning chemical, I think. So I haven't read the bottle, but you apply it to the solar panel, scrub it, and it's meant to be really good.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
To give it a go. Well, I've bought the solar panels for the roof of my van now, so they're just waiting for them to arrive once they get installed. Obviously, I want to keep them clean.
Did you see that geezer's comment about the battery?
Yeah, the PB, was it PB LiFo?
Yeah, it was a certain
lithium battery.
Yeah, and he said with that and the thingy, he went, mate, you never have to take it out of the van.
I don't think I have to take mine out of the van anyway, because I've got 210 amp.
210 amp?
What is it? Amp hours, AH.
Oh, fucking hell, I was going to say, you just blow the world up.
But like your one, I don't know what your one is, but most normal window cleaning leisure batteries are 85 to 110.
Yeah.
So mine's double that.
What, your battery is?
Yeah. It's got the solar panels, it should keep it topped up.
Yeah. Do you know what I feel like?
Yeah, the reason I bought that cost me 500 quid, and the lithium ones are like, I think they're like 800 or 900 quid. So, but they've got 10-year guarantee, so it lasts a bit longer. And he quite rightly said you could run them to zero. Not
as I understand, yeah.
But there's no damage there's no damage in running it down. But yeah, when I replace my battery next time, I will go lithium.
Well, 10-year guarantee is gorgeous. Isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be for. I'll probably get a good another 4 or 5 years out of the one I've got.
I think so, yeah.
But
it'd be well, you'd like to say that you wouldn't be doing it in 10 years, wouldn't you?
Well, hopefully not me, but the company should still be running. I was thinking about this earlier, right? So I was thinking if I can get a consistent amount of money from YouTube, where I can pay bills and live on it on a monthly basis, I can stop taking money from curbside and pay, like, and that's when I can start paying someone to run it. So it becomes like almost risk-free then. If I was to take someone on now, I'd have to start hitting the sales harder. Getting more leads, doing more marketing, because you need to be able to afford to pay them and it be worthwhile. And you wouldn't want to send them out on their own to begin with, unless they had,
So what are you saying in YouTube?
I think that's going to be the plan. See if I can get consistent.
I think
so when I've not uploaded any videos at the moment.
Yeah, good stuff.
And I get about £10 a day, just residual.
Yeah,
which isn't a huge amount of money, but it's
bill money.
Money
it's
for nothing.
£3 a month. Yeah.
But if I can release a video a week, then I can quadruple that. So that you don't have to do a lot of views to do that. Then that'd be nice. That'd be all right.
I'm about to make my debut on YouTube.
Have you?
I say I'm about to. No, I mean, I've got a camera and I've got footage, albeit some. I need to start doing other bits and pieces, but yeah, I will.
So you filmed everything as a time lapse, haven't you?
At the minute, only because it's boring. It's
not
really
but
something
then if you put all them clips together,
I'll have 45 seconds.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, you might get a short out of it.
Yeah,
that's probably a better idea, to make a short. Yeah. And then do a voiceover on it.
No, I'm going to do... No, I've made the driveway. Oh, my God.
I'd do a separate full video for
the driveway.
Like that stuff, man.
I had my pressure washer out because I washed the house down before I painted it.
Yeah.
And I just hit the slabs. Fucking mate. It was like night and day. It was like night and day. I cannot wait to do that driveway. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I'd film that as a separate video on its own. And then have that as your first video, and then maybe do some short content for...
Because I've got the painting to do.
The other stuff.
So I've done all the accessories, like the soffits, fascias and kickboards, effectively. So I say kickboard is the DPC. And once that's done, then it's just buying the paint and then knocking it out. And then, the painting's done. It's just waiting for the skip to go, and then I can do the driveway.
You're going to paint the front before you pressure wash? Or
Yeah.
I've
got to, because there's workmen in their vans are there, and there's a skip there.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So it's a little bit
time to do it.
It just hasn't lent itself to do it the other way.
The skip's going to be there a while though. You're going to have to come back and do the driveway at a later date, and
So, but other than that.
And you're getting your computer soon, aren't you?
I was having a little look. I think I've got to bite the bullet. There's nothing shy of like 1,200-1,500 quid.
No, very true.
To be honest with you. So, so I'll pick that up and then we'll go from there.
You might. I'll talk to you about this afterwards. But I was talking about getting a new computer.
Yeah.
You could potentially buy mine from me.
The thing is I know what you're saying.
It wouldn't cost you 1,200 quid, that's for sure.
No, but it's still like a 10-year-old computer, isn't it?
2017, so you're 8 years old.
That's what I mean, and it's like I know you've had it a good time, but I'll probably start incurring all the problems in the next 5 years.
Yeah, very true, very true. It's the smartest thing I think you've ever said.
Like I'll have to start servicing it and putting spark plugs in it. And I mean, I don't know how they work, but new cam belts and that.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
In other news, I blew a trans the other day.
Oh!
No, I blew a hose the other day, or blew a seal.
No, that wasn't the seal, was it? That was the actual side of
it was the hose.
Sorry,
you don't know hashtag. So anyway, I blew the seal and I ran it down to Thingy. I ran it down to Town and Country in Billericay. They're phenomenal. Anyway, 45 quid, give me a brand new one, and I was on my way.
So he didn't repair your one, he's just giving you a new one,
45 quid for a new one?
Yeah.
I ain't repairing that.
How long is it?
25, 30 metres?
That's all right.
25, I'd say 25 probably. Yeah. And when I was in there, I said, mate, I spoke to someone the other day, I said about whacking a 21 litre per minute on it. Because at the minute, I'm only about 13 or 14, or 15 maybe.
Oh, I think it could be less than that.
Reckon?
Yeah, I think you've got a 9 litre pump, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, I'm not doing too bad with it.
It's not, the pressure's going to be the same.
Oh, really?
It's just the less water. So the water flow will increase the efficiency at which you do the job. So everything becomes quicker. You're cleaning quicker, you're rinsing down quicker, you're going through more water. But the actual quality of the clean
will stay the same.
Because that's the pressure.
Yeah.
But you don't need a hell of a lot of pressure to actually clean a driveway. Like I had my soft wash gone out earlier, which I think is 60 psi, which isn't a lot at all. And I was rinsing the hypo out of it just to get through to water, and this was a really mossy driveway. and I'm just taking all the moss off the bricks.
Really?
Yeah. It's obviously not cleaning the bricks, but it's getting rid of the moss.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
60 psi.
So I said to him while I was in there, I said, mate, I spoke to someone about whacking a 21 litre per minute on. He went, do you want my advice? I went, what? He went, don't bother. I went, really? He went, every repair that comes in at the minute is 21 litres overheating. I went, really? He went, yeah, that one. He's pointing them all out. He said, they're all overheating on them.
I like them down there, right? But there's some things that he said in the past that don't make a lot of sense.
Like what? Like dogs can't look up and shit like that?
No, so do you remember I took my machine in there because it was surging?
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
at Christmas?
Yeah.
So you picked it up for me whilst I was on holiday.
Yeah.
The first I used, so it was in there over Christmas. You know, you was meant to pick it up, but he never called you.
Yeah.
I went and picked it up when I got back. Didn't use it for a week or two. First use, it's surging. So I took it back to him. I said, look, it's surging. And he goes to me, oh, yeah. I left it with him. Charged me 20 quid, I think, to have a look at it. Told me that it's, I can't remember what he told me it was, but it was a worn seal or a worn nut or something in the carburetor. Something was worn. He said, it's really normal, happens all the time. That couldn't have been further from the truth. It was a blocked fuel jet injector.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took it apart here. I watched a video on YouTube. Took me 5 minutes.
What, put it back together and it stopped surging?
Yeah. It was, so there's a little fuel injector. It's got tiny little pinholes in it.
Yeah.
And all it takes is obviously like a tiny little bit of grit or a bit of
Shit,
shit, and it blocks the holes, so there's not much fuel getting through.
Easy as that.
Took it apart, poked it through with, I pulled a little bit of wire off of a wire brush, just poked it through, put it back together, good as gold.
Good as gold.
But
Mate,
he told me it was something completely different.
Do you know why he didn't want to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly
But
what you
then
mean.
I feel like that's what he said to you. Like, I've never heard anyone have an overheating 21
No,
litre
do you know
minute
what?
pump.
Neither have I, to be
And if
honest
they
with you.
have, it's probably because it's a cheap Chinese shitty pump
Yeah.
that they've tried to do on the cheap.
But he said he can put an 18 on, an 18 litre a minute for 4.5, and I think that's great. So I might chuck that down there because that pump I got is fucked. You know that oil I changed, milky white first job.
Yeah, so you obviously got a seal. You just seal letting water in, isn't it?
So yeah, I was just
Did
gonna.
he not look at that for you whilst you was there?
It weren't. It never. I left it on the job.
Oh, did you?
I hid it round the corner and ran down the job. I thought if they fucking want to wheel it off, they can. Fucking heap of shit.
Did I stop and start the camera? I did, didn't I?
I hope so. Check it. Yeah, record.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, 6 minutes. No.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's about right.
Yeah, so good as gold. Anyway, so what else has been happening? What we got booked in?
So I had that, but I'm actually really quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You want a day or two, mate. Next week, I'll help you out.
yeah, I might just have some time off, to be honest with you. So obviously my wife's 4 weeks away from giving birth. She's in hospital as we speak because they've running some tests. So the baby might be coming early.
Could it come today?
Potentially.
Who knows?
If they're not happy with the baby's development, yeah, they might. She's waiting for the doctor now. So yeah, there's that going on this month. I had the big roof job, patio repoint Monday, Tuesday. I just had a few window jobs today, and then that little dormer soffit fascia board clean. Tomorrow I've got a patio and a driveway. It's only a small one, about the size of this room-ish, both front and back.
Oh, right. So the driveway's the size of the patio's the size.
Yeah, that's what she said, 4x3, both the same. So just a little minimum charge job. And then I've got 2 grass cleans. And then there's that closed road in Benfleet.
Mate, what is going on at the minute?
And I've got 3 jobs down there.
The whole road is closed. The whole world is closed at the
Yeah,
minute.
so I was trying to get down there. Like I've been trying to get to that job for like 6 weeks. I reckon 12 weeks on those gas works.
What a myth.
So yeah, they're being really good about it, but I have to keep trying to go down there every day because some days they have it open to a certain point, and the house I need to get to is the very first one where it's shut. So I have to get as far as I can get on the other side.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, so
it's horrible things like that.
So I have to keep checking back with them, but I've got enough one to do from today that they're on holiday to get back tonight. So I said I'd pop back tomorrow, keep them on the same round. Friday I got a bit of an interesting one. Interesting driveway. Conservatory inside and out, gutters all round. So it'd be a nice little spend a day there sort of thing. Hopefully it ain't too hot because it's a big old conservatory. It's the one I showed you, do you remember? And I done it like 2 years ago, and I charged 140 quid inside and out. And the thing is,
giant.
It's fucking the biggest conservatory you've ever seen in your life. Next door's had an extension done.
Yeah.
And the conservatory is bigger than their extension.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Let me know what everyone charges as well for conservatories, because I charged a woman 1.5 inside and out. And I don't think that's giant. I don't think that's excessive, to be honest with you.
See, I've had customers tell me that I'm expensive, but every time I speak to another cleaner, they're like minimum 200 quid, minimum 240.
I understand why they meant it, because when I started it and I was doing it, I thought to myself, it's not that it's too big for me. I can do it, obviously. It's just cleaning windows, isn't it? But when I done it, I think this is a good deal for them.
Yeah, 150 quid inside and out is an insane deal.
Yeah, I felt like this is, so I might just up it.
I might up
it to 3.5 grand.
I charge 150 plus VAT now for the outside. And then if they have the inside done, it's 100 quid plus VAT. So it'd be 250 plus VAT inside and out.
So that's 300 in total,
yeah.
Yeah.
Which
so
I've found I'm quite middle ground with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I've won jobs off people because they've had a quote and it's like 250 just for the outside.
Mate, seriously?
Yeah.
I find it mental. There's no all right, take this as a take, yeah? Have this as a take, right? This is for everyone to think about, right? Do you think there's so much the prices are so sporadic because it's such a new industry with the water-fed pole? Let's be real, water-fed poles have been around for what, 15 years?
25.
25 years?
Yeah, Joe was water-fed pole.
For 25 years?
Yeah, and then 5 years before that he was traditional.
But then why the price is so fucking ridiculous?
It's
because plasterers are roughly rule of thumb.
Supply and demand. If there was all of a sudden, if everyone picked up a trowel and started plastering, there'd be the idiots going, well, I'll beat his price by 20 quid, I'll beat his price by 20 quid, and it'll drive the price down.
Yeah.
So you'll get the people that do a good job and charge what they charge.
Yeah.
And they know how to get customers, they know how to market their business.
And then you get us.
And then you get the people that don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And they're flapping around for work. Yeah. And they get panicky, so they give a shitty quote, a cheap quote to win the work. And that's all it is supply and demand. So you'll notice how you start closing more work in the winter because the amount of companies that shut up shop for the winter. Or they pick it up in March, April time, clean for the summer, and then it gets cold and they go, fuck this, I don't like it, I'll go work in an office.
Do you think that's the truth though?
Every year. Every year it happens.
Well, you've actually seen that happen?
Yeah. But go on any of the Facebook groups now, there'll be someone selling full setup.
Yeah, but how can you just switch it off and then start in like April? It don't work like that.
So they don't start up again, they pack it in. They do it for a year or half a year.
Oh, and then, so it's not seasonal for them, it's just like a one-trip pony.
They try it, it all goes well in the summer because obviously there's abundance of work.
Yeah.
The weather's lovely. Then it gets to the winter, the work starts to dry up because you have to innovate, go into gutters or whatever else. And a lot of these companies don't do window cleaning because they don't want, I don't know why they don't do it, it just makes sense to do it, but they don't do window cleaning, so they're reliant on like sort of one-off cleans. They don't capture their customers' details, so there's no following people up who had their work done a year ago to get more work. They're always reliant on new customers coming in. The work dries up because it can be pretty seasonal, particularly pressure washing. And then they go, well, I'm not making any money. I'll just sell the gear and I'll go get a job.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, but like you've seen how easy it is to pack it in, like when it gets a bit tough or you've got like no work for a couple of weeks and you start panicking.
No, I am. Yeah, mate, when I first started, it was like, it's funny because like now it's like, if someone rings me up now, I can't fit you in until nearly October.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Which is lovely, which is a great position to be in. But then I never ever thought I'd be like this. This is like beautiful for me.
No, but then like equivalently, I've got space next week.
That's what I mean.
Weird, isn't it?
But then when I get to October, I'll be like, fucking mate, I need to fill this month up.
Yeah. And I might be like the opposite again.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird one. And then so anyway, but it's pretty cool though.
It is.
It's just a non-stop struggle, isn't it?
It's
not business life.
It's not, yeah. It's not so much a struggle. I think it's you forget that it's a job. So these big businesses, like multi-million-pound businesses, they have one person that does marketing. Like pay someone a full wage to do marketing, HR, admin, accounts, sales, whatever the actual job is.
I know
fitters,
exactly what you mean. Yeah.
And you're doing all of those jobs.
Yeah, in one.
And if you don't do one of them, the business doesn't run. Like if these big businesses and their sales team just disappeared,
And close any more
they wouldn't
business.
get any work. Yeah. The marketing team stops marketing and no new leads come in. And you've got to rely on previous customers, which is doable in this industry. But you have to be proactive in following them up. They're not always going to come to you and go, oh, it's been exactly 2 years to the date. I need my conservatory cleaned again. You need to be texting them out, reminding them, oh yeah, it's 2 years ago since we last done your conservatory, just checking in to see how it's going. I won a job recently doing that.
Did you?
Yeah, 12 months. I spoke to her when I'd done the job. You done it with me. And because she asked where you were.
Where's that good-looking geezer?
No, she said...
Where's the funny one?
She said, where's your special needs mate that you used to look after? I said, I've sent him on his way.
No,
he flies on his own now. I built up his social skills and now he doesn't need a carer.
Ask you?
Yeah, she said, not with your mate today. I said, no, he weren't good enough.
In between crying.
Yeah.
He's like, no, he's not with me now.
Anyway, yeah, we discussed a yearly, get in touch again in a year. So I booked it in on a yearly and I just called her 2-3 weeks ago and I just said, don't know if you remember me, I cleaned your conservatory last year. We discussed you may be doing it yearly.
Did you actually call her?
Yeah.
Beautiful, mate. Great follow-up. Love that. Love that. I love closing business like that.
Yeah. And she was like, yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah. Super.
So yeah.
That is, a lot of people fall down leaving that sort of meat on that sort of money on the table.
Well, the people assume that the work's going to come to them because when you look at more established companies, you don't see all that behind the scenes stuff that they do. Like no one sees me calling this customer. All they see is the pictures on Instagram of another job. And they probably just look at it and go, mate, he's always got jobs on. He's always, he's always doing something. Yeah, but that's because, I'm always following people up. I'm always marketing.
They call it a swan, don't they? It's that the feet are always moving, but the body's standing still.
Yeah, that's it. So, and that's what people have got to remember. It's not a constant struggle. It's a job, and everything's a moving part. And once one part stops, everything stops. And it's very easy when you're on your own doing all the roles to let something fall by the wayside, especially if you don't enjoy it.
I got a good question for you. You know, like you can upgrade your business and you can upgrade and I don't know, a geezer that opens up a sweet shop might want to do them Facebook Lives where he sells sweets and then eventually he sells the cones and then his cones are in every petrol garage across the country, yeah? So there's an end goal, so to speak. What do you reckon the Rolls Royce of cleaners is? What do you reckon you would have to clean or what do you reckon that sort of industry would look like?
What, so as a big business, as a £1 million business?
Yeah, $1 million a year you're turning over.
In the industry,
what do you
cleaning
clean?
industry.
What do you clean?
So if you weren't doing cleaning contracts, because that's the route everyone
I think
seems
you'd have to
go
clean
down.
Hospitals, wouldn't you? You'd have to clean hospitals once a month.
So that would be, so cleaning contracts, there'll be, some of them will be 100 grand a year or 300 grand a year. And it'll be, someone will have 15 petrol garages that all need cleaning at midnight every day. So it's a lot easier to scale a domestic, I call it domestic cleaning, but mopping and dusting and all that stuff. I don't know what you call it. I'll call it domestic cleaning, but if you're doing it commercially, it's not domestic, is it? If you're doing that side of cleaning, much easier to scale to £1 million. But for external cleaning, it'd be very, very difficult to get to. It's not possible, but I think that the best way to do it...
See, I think it's the other way around. I think it's easier as external cleaner.
What makes you say that?
Because the ticket prices and...
Yeah, but it's one off. So, as a commercial cleaner, you'll go every day to clean someone's... a doctor's surgery will clean every day.
Yeah, libraries and shit like that. No, I understand that entirely.
And say it's 100 quid a clean or 70 quid a clean, but it's every day.
Yeah, I know.
Whereas your ticket price externally
I know what
is
you're
once
saying,
a year.
But then I could say, no, I get that. I know exactly what you're saying. But yeah, it is once a year. But then obviously, say like window cleaning isn't it? It's once a month.
No, so that's what I'm saying. The best, I think the best way for you to scale £1 million business in this industry, bar getting some insane contracts, because that would be the easiest route, but also if you lose a contract, you're going to lose a big chunk of money. It would be buying other people's companies if you wanted to get there quickly.
Do you think you could get to £1 million a year just by doing residential?
Yeah.
I think you'd be the busiest fucking idiot ever if you was to do residential.
It would be.
Could you imagine how chaotic
business.
it'd look like?
Yeah, but you wouldn't do it yourself, would you?
No, but even so,
you'd have you'd have a team of salespeople, a team of marketing people, a team of admin staff arranging everyone's rounds.
How many vans do you reckon you need to get to? Mate, I love this sort of chatting. How many vans do you reckon you need?
I reckon you could do eight grand a month on one van, quite comfortably, 2 people.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 grand a month, 2 people. So 100 vans.
So I'm at a point now, like, so last month.
Oh no, sorry, yeah, be 10 vans, wouldn't it? It's 100 grand a month.
Yeah. Yeah. So
full capacity.
It's just interesting trying to work it out and trying to like.
It's not huge. It's not like you're looking and going, I need 50 vans and 100 staff members.
Yeah, no, it's really not.
And then an office block and all this. You'd need a base of operation. You'd probably need to make your own water because you'd need it in a larger supply.
You probably need about 3,000 litres a day, wouldn't you? If you've
got it'd be more than that.
7 or 8 vans.
Way more than that. Say you had the. Hang on. Well, you smoke your crack. Let me monologue. Yeah. Say you had the 10 vans. Yeah. So 10 vans doing 10 grand a month each. So that's 20 staff members. Each van would need to have at least 500 litres. So I've got 460, and on a busy day where we've done 500 quid, you almost go through it. So that's 500 litres a day times 10, it's 5,000 litres a day. So you need to be...
Do you know how much weight that is?
5,000 litres?
Yeah.
5,000 kilograms.
Yeah, it's 5 tonne of water a day.
So you'd have to have probably a 10,000 litre setup for pure water. So 10 IBCs.
It's doable.
Yeah, but then you'd need the warehouse space to do that, the water flow.
But then, so
like the actual logistics of setting it up would be the hardest part.
So let's go on to another then, because me and you nearly got into a fight and a harvester one day over this. Can you remember what it was?
I don't remember the fight, but I don't remember what it was about.
Fucking chili sauce everywhere. Yeah. No, it was the geezer that has the contract with one university.
That was it, yeah.
Right?
180 grand or something.
So 180 grand, right? So could you imagine, would you swap? Because your attitude at the time, if I remember correctly, was it's all well and good, but if he loses it, he loses it, yeah? And my argument was, but he's got it. That was my argument. And it was like, but he's not thinking about that. He's even if he has it for 3 years and it gets nicked off him, it don't matter because he's still nicked 180 a year.
Yeah, right? But the argument was you're not thinking as a business, you're thinking as an individual, which will only take you as far as an individual. As a business, from a business point of view, it's the stupidest thing you can do, put all your eggs in one basket.
Right. But then let's say that only took him 6 months of the year to finish that job.
Yeah, I think it did. It took him like 3 months.
Right, so 3 months, but then he's still got another 9 months. Mate, I had to work that out. 9 months. Jesus, man.
Yeah, but he wasn't, in this situation, he wasn't doing anything else.
Oh, so he is stupid.
Yeah,
so
he was just
so
doing
you
that
agree
one
with
contract.
Me? Yeah, no, I get it. I agree with you there.
All I would say, obviously, it's a great contract.
Yeah.
But even if he can nick 50% margin,
yeah,
which I don't know what his costs are, whether he owns the spider lift or cherry pick or whatever he was used, fucking crane to clean it,
yeah,
or not, whether he was hiring it in. I'm sure it wasn't, 90 grand's worth. Oh, it was 120. I can't remember what it was.
It was a lot of money.
It was over 100 grand, wasn't it? I'm sure it doesn't cost him 50 grand to clean it.
Yeah.
But to have that as your only source of income
is, yeah.
I mean, if the owner of the university is his best mate, or or his son or something, then obviously you've got a little bit better form of protection. But if I called that school up and was like, look, I appreciate you got this contract with him, we can beat it by 30%, times are tough, the economy's coming
gone.
down.
Yeah, 30% he's gone. Yeah, totally.
And do you think I could still nick a bit of money on 30%?
Probably not.
No, 30% cheaper.
Oh, yeah, of course you can. Yeah,
So,
pardon me,
and then what I would do is keep all what I've got,
Yeah.
employ someone to do that one contract.
Yeah. Oh, no, I get it
But
entirely.
I'd probably buy the equipment to do it on a finance deal.
So the original question I was going down the road of is: would you sooner have £1 million business, a £1 million a year business that just deals with 5 or 6 contracts like that?
No, I'd hate that.
Seriously?
The amount of stress you'd have. If you lost one of your 5 or 6 contracts, 20% of your business, your income dropped by 20% like that overnight.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
That's insane. And like what you've also got to remember as a £1 million business.
Wait, big man, you're spitting some facts, you know. Come on.
As a £1 million business, it's very, very rare to have a business that does more than 20% net profit in a £1 million business. Most of them do less than 10% net profit. So you might walk away with 100 grand after all your bills are paid from a £1 million business at the end of the year. So if you lose 20%, you've lost 100 grand. Do you see how that works? Because you've lost that 200 grand of your yearly income, but you're only making 100 grand.
No, surely you just lose 20% of your thingy. Because you wouldn't
your turnover. Yeah, 20% of your turnover.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be 50% of one job, would it? It'd be 20% of every job you've got is profit.
Yeah, but for that, so the second year you wouldn't, because you wouldn't have the expenses. But you might have already committed to the expenses for year one. So if that contract leaves you,
but
you would more than likely lose money in that year.
Mate, it's insane. When you break it
because
down
you've got the staff, you've got the vans, you've got whatever else you needed.
See, I would sooner do that. I would sooner have 5 or 6 contracts and that's it.
You think it'd be easier, but it wouldn't.
No, I don't think it'd be easier. Obviously, every day is every day, and ultimately, I'm the fucking idiot holding the water-fed pole doing it all. Not at that level. However, I just feel like instead of having 180,000 pieces of paper on my desk, receipts and that, I've got 5, and I've got to deal with 5 geezers effectively, and be like, right, your job's September to so and so.
Yeah. You think it'd be easier, but it wouldn't.
Do you not reckon?
I promise you, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So when I had the photo booth company. Obviously, we used to do a lot of weddings, which are similar to window cleans, right? Individual customers, or similar to pressure washing domestic property. One-off job. They might get divorced and have you again, maybe. But one-off job, 400 or 500 quid. Cool. We used to do a lot of SEO. So we done certain jobs like the Royal Variety After Party. That was a big one we done.
What is the Royal Variety?
It's
an award, isn't
for
it?
the show they do to the Queen.
Oh, and
the Britain's Got Talent winner performs there.
Is it in the Albert Hall?
I don't know. The after party wasn't. But the biggest job I closed was for Wembley Stadium, right? So over the summer at Wembley, they done 13 concerts, 7 different bands. So like it was this particular year, Bon Jovi, Spice Girls reunion tour was on. There was a few others I can't remember.
That was recently, Spice Girls reunion. My missus went to that.
Yeah, 5 years ago maybe. It was the last big job I managed before I sold and
so who got you in? Oh, the Wembley?
They contacted us.
Yeah, but then
via Google, and then I went down there, met them, quoted it all up.
So how do they earn money out of you? They don't?
No, we were there as a courtesy for the VIP people who bought VIP tickets. So we were in the hallway before you go into the boxes. There's 3 locations in Wembley Stadium, 13 different concerts, right? So that was at least 3 staff members, 13 different days over the course of the summer. Logistically, that was an absolute fucking nightmare.
Really?
So difficult. Because we were able to leave them up. You know, we didn't have to set them up and pack them away every time. We just had to turn up and do the job. But there's so many hoops you've got to jump through when you're working for a bigger client like that. So all of us had to be background checked. I had to background check every staff member. So I had to pull together the details for all 30 staff members in case one of the ones that we'd arranged to go couldn't do it or fell ill. And we had to replace them last minute. They had to have that person's details because it takes them 12 hours to run a DBS check and make sure they're not criminal or terrorist or whatever, because we had access to the whole building. Then you're dealing with one person, but when you get there, you're dealing with a different person. They don't know you're coming, so they don't want to let you in.
Oh, what a fucking nightmare.
And then so you've got all of that you've got to deal with.
Yeah.
So your 5 big jobs sounds awesome, sounds nice and straightforward. And in reality, it's not. In an ideal world, everyone will know you come in. But what will happen is you'll send 2 people down there, day 1. They won't have been told they're coming. So then you've got half hour sitting around at the front. So then you're straight away, you're behind. You get day 1 done, brilliant. Day 2, the guy the passenger, for his too hard work for the money you're paying him, so he don't turn up the next day. So then you've got to struggle and flap about trying to find someone else to go down there, or you end up going down there yourself. Then day 2, because of all that faff, you're a little bit more behind.
I can jump on the back of that. When I was on the railway, the amount of nights I had, funny enough, I was talking to the pool guy about it. We had here, Jay. And I said to him, the amount of nights you had when the power didn't go off.
And you're sitting around waiting for the power to go
Mate,
off.
I'm sitting around. There might be 16 geezers in the gang, but at that station.
Yeah.
Then the next station, then the one after that, there might be 150 geezers can't go work. We get paid for it.
Yeah, so like say you've got that big job, right? 250 grand a year worth of solar panel cleaning.
And the power
but
don't go off,
their policy is they've got to have the solar panels turned off when you clean them, so they don't want the risk. And you turn up day 1 and no one's turned the power off, and there's no one there, and you can't get hold of the bloke because you're in the middle of a field.
Yeah. No, I agree with you entirely.
And then your bloke's just sitting there waiting for him to be turned off. They might not communicate with you. Then you've lost a day's pay for 3 or 4 people, 2 vans or whatever.
Yeah.
And you've got to front the cost of that. You can't say to the client, sorry.
It's how you want to do it, and it's how you want to do it. You want to do little and often with residential or like big hitting.
Look at any business book, anything to do with business from someone who's teaching you, they will tell you it's a bad idea to have a lot of money from little places. You want little money from a lot of places.
Do you know I had a thought the other day. I was sitting around my mate's house and we was talking about EasyJet. And then we was talking about a couple of other bits and pieces. And do you know what came into my head? Even like some of the richest people in the world, right? The richest people in their game, effectively. So the richest bloke who does airplanes, cheap flights, or flights or whatever, however you want to call it, airline owner, deals the cheapest fares. Yeah. And then the geezer that sells...
Lots of money, a little bit of money from lots of different places.
Yeah, a little bit of money from lots of different places. You hit the nail on the head.
There is room for, like Rolex, for example.
Yeah.
Would be a lot of money from a little amount of places.
But
there's
say
riches in niches.
But then look at how much Casio turns over. And I reckon it's 10 times more than Rolex.
Yeah. No, it will be.
Do you know what I mean?
But I'm saying there is room for businesses that do that.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. But what I mean is...
But you've got to have brand, you've got to have...
Yeah.
You've got to have like a stable foot in the market, which in this industry, like, unless you're like advertising on TV, but only take on 7 or 8 clients.
I know what you mean.
You're not going to have
but
that.
What I'm saying is, I know exactly what you're saying, but the thought that came to me in my head was it's the people that deal with the cheaper end of the scale always seem to make the most money.
Yeah.
Like, look at Greggs.
Tesco's.
Yeah? There's loads of bakers around here,
yeah.
And like I'm not saying their sausage rolls are just as good. I quite like Greggs, right? But Greggs is quite cheap, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good on the pocket, but look how big it's got.
So to put that in perspective for you, when you scale up to that size, yeah. So Tesco's, they make like £1 per £100 of stock they
it's
sell.
actually insane. Yeah.
1%.
Yeah.
But because they're at such a scale, they might make 4 billion quid a year, whatever.
It's unbelievable, isn't
Yeah.
it? I had a mate in college. This was a long time ago. His name was Chris, right? And he done Saturdays at Tesco in Roneo Corner in Romford. And he said that there's a button on at the time. Whether or not he was lying, I don't think he was lying. Why would you lie about this? He said there was a button on the till. How much it made that? How much it took that day? How much it took that week? How much it took that month? And how much it took that year? And he said the tills on the year, he went in the millions.
Yeah, oh yeah, I can believe that.
I was like, gee, seriously? And like when you're young, that's mind-blowing. Mate, that till was taking £1 million. But no, when you sit there, mate, that is ringing from the minute it's stuck. Like 8 o'clock in the morning, that thing is bing, bing, bing.
I think it's only about, was it 20 grand a week, roughly?
What, £1 million a year? Yeah, it's not...
It's not a huge amount of money,
mate,
when you consider it.
When you get into business and when you break away from wages, I know that sounds silly, but I've learned so much about life since I started on my own and about how it works and all the rest of it. Mate, it's really not that far away. Like you can get to 50 grand a year, I think, quite easy. I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'd say probably going from, what would you say, 0 to 50 is harder than going from 50 to 100.
Oh, they're probably just the same as difficultness of.
But then when you're at
50 to 100 is work ethic. 0 to 50 is just boots on the ground.
Yeah, I suppose.
You've got to double down on your work ethic. You've got to get out the occasional Saturday, start early, finish a bit later to go to 100 grand.
But then when you start looking at it in bits and pieces,
you've also got to have the mentality to charge a bit more money. Like when you're busy, up your prices.
Do you think?
It doesn't have to be loads. Yeah, why would you? Why would you want to be booked 4 months in advance?
So how do you up your price then on something that you do normally? So let's say if you're flat out busy now for the next 3 months, right, and someone rings you up and says, "Oh, there, mate, I want my commercial gutters emptied." So what, are you still £4 a metre, or are you £4.50 a metre?
£4.50.
Oh, instantly you just whack them up?
From a day, from whatever day you decide, any new quotes that come in get quoted the new price.
And when you're not busy, you put them back down?
No, you never go back down.
Right.
Never go back down. You shouldn't have to go back down.
Yeah.
Because you're obviously doing the right things to be busy. So your 3 months in advance should go down to 1.5 months in advance, but you're getting a little bit more money.
Yeah.
But nothing else should change. You should still be getting the same amount of inquiries, closing the new amount of work.
Yeah.
Because I think at 3 months you're going to start losing work because people don't want to wait.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
So why would you, like, you're choosing to lose work? Just up your prices a little bit, have a shorter waiting time, and close more work at a better price. And too many people take. I see far too often. We've got 4 minutes, but I'm going to get this in. Far too often, I see people going, "Oh, it's ridiculous charging that amount of money. Like, it's ridiculous." And I'm like, "Mate, you're a fucking window cleaner as well. Like, if we all charge that money, we'd all have more money. Like, why do you care what the fucking like, with the greatest respect, I'm not trying to say, like, I don't care about my customers, but like, why do you care? Like, you've got your bill. Like, your mortgage company ain't going to go, 'Don't worry, you don't have to pay your mortgage this month because I can see how much of a good guy you are because you haven't upped your prices for your customers in 12 years. They don't give a shit. They will up their prices on you whether you've had a mortgage 1 day or 25 years. So why are you not doing it? Like, you go to Tesco's today and buy something, and then they do a deal tomorrow, they go, "Sorry, you've missed out on the deal." That's life. That's how it works. So, like, I'm not saying up your prices all the time, but I've upped the price of something every year since I started. So when I first started, I charged 100 quid for a conservatory. Year 2, it was 120. Year 3, 150. Now year 4, going into year 4,
150
plus that. So although I haven't upped my prices, it's the price for the customer's gone up. But I haven't seen a difference in.
I think it's just a natural progression, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's how it should be. Because why wouldn't it be like that? That's how you grow a business.
Yeah.
Like, you look at any business when they started, they're not charging the same price as when they started. The cost of materials go up. Cost of petrol changes. We're driving around all day. It's probably one of our biggest costs.
Fortune now, yeah, totally.
And like a 6 pence difference
adds up over every litre.
Yeah.
Or every couple of litres. Right, I think we should leave it there because we're spoiling these viewers rotten.
Yeah. Go on, see us out, son.
Right, everyone, well, thanks for watching another episode of the Uncleanables Podcast. Please let me know what you think of pricing up schools. And what was the thing I said?
I don't know, they've watched it.
They've watched it. Please send in the comments below.
Remember to check out the expo as well, 28th, 29th of March.
Yeah, if you can come down, please come down because it's going to be a riot.
Yep.
We've got some dancing girls coming with us as well, so you will see us from the can feathers.
You got your outfit with it?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's got like all the little the little diamonds, little diamantes that go all the way around, and it says like "Stay cleaning."
Mine's just got like corkscrews, like Australian version, to keep the flies off my arsehole.
Right, everyone, take care and remember,
stay cleaning. You bitch.